everyone, my name is Savannah McMillion, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about the life of a chicken and the growth and process it goes through to get where it can lay its own eggs. So how many of you have had a farm fresh egg or been around a chicken? Well, in middle school, I began raising chickens on my own, and throughout the years, I've learned a lot about the process from raising the chicken from egg to the point where it begins to lay its own eggs. So to familiarize everybody with the life stages of a chicken, I'm going to cover three main topics: the egg, the chick, and the pullet and up stage. So which came first, the chicken or the egg? In this case, the egg comes first. So what is an egg? An egg is basically the embryo of a chicken. It's the embryo. So there are two different kinds. There are infertile and fertile eggs. This depends on whether a rooster fertilizes the egg or not. By the way, we do eat both. Commonly in farm fresh eggs, you may be eating fertilized eggs that could have potentially become a chicken. So the embryo stage and the egg stage usually lasts about 21 days, and this starts as soon as the egg is laid. It's much faster than human development, and according to Hudson, stuff is very rapid while it's growing. So in about the second or third day of the egg cycle, the chicken side already develops the heart or begins to develop their own heart. So to get through the egg process, there are two different kinds of heating that has to happen, and there's natural and artificial incubation. Natural is when the chicken itself sits on the egg until it's hatched, and artificial is when we put it in an incubator and keep the temperature warm to hatch those eggs. So after the egg becomes the chick stage, and the chick stage begins as soon as the egg hatches. The chicks are very helpless and dependent at this stage, and according to Hudson, they have to be shown how to eat and drink from the mother. So there's two different ways to look at this. When the mother hatches the egg, the first thing it sees is its mother, and the chick automatically imprints on that hen and sees it as the mother and follows it. But what happens when we hatch those eggs in an incubator? The same thing occurs, and the chick will actually imprint on you if you were the person who's there and see you as the mother figure. Which is very interesting because at that point you have to help that chick learn how to eat or drink. They also have chicken legs at this point, and this occurs for about a week or so until their legs get strong enough to walk on their own and support their body. They're also very cold nature in the first couple weeks of their life in the chick phase because they don't have feathers. They start to grow these within the first week. So it's very important that they have heated conditions to keep them warm during this phase. During the chick phase, they also have very rapid growth. So they double in size within the first month, which is insane to think of with animals and as a mammal, or bird in this case. They eat all throughout the day and night. They don't know the difference between day and night yet because they don't have their internal clock. And their legs also grow the fastest. So they'll have a really small body and pretty lengthy legs, which makes them look pretty funny in the chick phase. The feathers also start to come in at this point, and molting occurs, which is when they start to lose those baby feathers and they start to grow their real feathers, which are much more protective. And according to Timber Creek Farm, this starts to happen about week 10. They start to grow those heavier feathers to keep them warm. They can fly with them, and they just do a lot better job of supporting the chicken in life. So at about 4 to 6 months, we transition into the pullet stage, and a pullet is basically a young chicken at this point. It's like the teenager, and at this point the pullet closes. it's getting close to laying its first egg. They're about full size. They learn to roost. They develop their internal clock, and it's easier to tell the gender at this point. Moving from pullet into chicken, that's when they start to actually lay those eggs. For hens and roosters, they get their crow. They start to develop their spurs. For males, they also begin to grow what we call a wobble for some breeds, which is like the beard that they get. And the hens and roosters both develop their comb, which is the red on the top of their heads. So the typical lifespan of these chickens once they get to full age, even starting at the beginning, is about 5 to 7 years. And predators play a huge factor in how long they are going to live. And the breed also plays a factor according to Roberts. So the breed is just like dogs, some live longer than others. No matter the breed of the chicken though, all are cared for the same way and they have the same general life cycle. So to close up, and I hope all of you have a better understanding of the chicken life cycle and how important they are in our lives. But I'd like to thank all of you for coming, and just remember that there are 3 main stages: the egg, the chick, and the pullet and chicken up stage. And they're very, very important in our life, and I hope you consider raising some for yourself.